had some fun with the ladies in here. When you go for a treatment with a particular, health practitioner, that it doesn't stop there. You go and you actually need to maintain that. So you have a responsibility to do what you're asked. So when you go back next time, they'll give you something else to do, but you'll be feeling better each time. But if you don't, then it's not going to work. So I'm going to start with you, Nicki. What is the benefit of someone coming to you and working with you and you sharing your knowledge and your wisdom and teaching people to do some maintenance on themselves?
And the ultimate goal is to have them feel better in their bodies, their body and their skin. And each person has a similar, I have a similar approach, but I like to keep everything very individual for each person. So for some people, it will be simply some gloves and a routine to do at home to help move the lymphatic system, stimulate and move it. For others, if they're coming with lots of inflammation as well, and it can be in the form of swelling in the body, it can be in the form of congestion in the nose and the sinus area, it can be headaches or whatever. And it keeps happening despite the treatments I'm doing. I start looking a little bit deeper, and food is a big part of that. I offer the opportunity for people to get a hair test done, which can be a real game changer for people. It doesn't look at what you're allergic to, but it looks at what foods and personal care products will cause an inflammatory response down at the cell level. And for some, I had a client say 2 weeks ago who was told by a nutritionist that he should eat bacon and eggs in the mornings. And every morning he was having bacon and eggs. He had lots of pain in his body and he was not losing the weight that he thought he was going to lose. I suggested this hair test to him. He did it. He was very welcoming of the opportunity. It came back that he had a negative response, if you like, to eggs, bacon, pork, ham, and amongst probably 20 other things. Also, the deodorant he was using came up. The wash he uses for his clothes in the washing machine. Lots of different things came up and this pattern came through. The biggest one was he eliminated the eggs and bacon immediately and 3 kilos dropped off and the swelling and his body felt better. So I like being a little detective. Massaging bodies is awesome, but it doesn't give lasting change. The more lasting change will come in the form of, making sure that the food that someone's eating, and people will come in and say, but I eat really clean food. And I said exactly the same thing to other practitioners. And they say, we'll take wheat and dairy out. Now, they're pretty obvious ones that I tell most clients to take out of their diet as well or minimise. But this takes the guesswork out of it. And I wouldn't have thought that my problem would have been chicken, strawberries, broccoli, onion, garlic and tomato, for instance. And I'm finding that 70% of people come back with chicken being a problem and strawberries and broccoli. So often it's the things that we're eating every day that a lot of people would say, but I'm eating a healthy diet and I was told to eat this healthy diet, but it's not bio-individual for them. So I really like to drill down as much as I can what people would be better off eating for their body, not even their body type, it's their body. And other people who've done the test have come back and all of a sudden all that sinus pain and congestion and snot and mucus, all of that dries up almost overnight. So yeah, that's my thing. Drill it down, be as specific as I can and by individual for that person, with the aim of them getting out of pain.
Each person is an individual, and what affects one doesn't necessarily affect another. So it is an individual treatment, and I say they're extremely lucky when they go to you, Nicki, that you take that time to be able to support them through the process so that they can understand then this is not good for them, or that, or whatever it may be, and they can make the changes. They have that choice. They can either choose to make the change or they can stay where they are.
Yeah.
It's up to them. So I think what you're doing is brilliant, absolutely amazing, and that's your superpower. Your caring, your kindness, your nurturing. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. What's your superpower? I mean, what do you do for your clients that you find is really nurturing, that you delve down when they're going through a process of something and they can't find what the issue is, what the problem is, and you have this conversation with them, you're doing different treatments with them, and you're asking them questions, but you're delving in and listening to what they're not saying and finding the issues that they have and then having that conversation with them. And maintaining that, having the courage and the strength to be able to maintain it and step up and be in your space and do what you think is right for you, not what everyone else is telling you to do. Yeah. Exactly. Beautiful. Now, Sam, yours. Tell us.
Look, everybody's an individual. And so every session that we do, or I do a very individual way of working So we tend to find the right cycle for that person. So some people might find that they come in once a fortnight, so that's just helps maintain how the health needs to be. Or, you know, they sleep better if they come in every 2 weeks. Sometimes it might be, we find that 3 weeks works really well. So it just depends. Every session is different, and what I work with is very different as well. So I also work to not just the physical, but also the emotional and the mental side of people. So it's actually working on aspects of the person. So it's not just the physical working on the body, it's actually working on them as a whole person. And that's a very special, different way of working that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because you get to touch people's feet. Now, there are people that like their feet touched, and there are people that really can't stand it. And that's really funny because I love feet being touched. But the things that you would feel or sense as you touch those points, those specific points, which hone into body parts and vital organs and things. Sometimes when you hone in on something there and you find something, what's the sense? What does it give you? What's that feeling?
Look, I can't tell you sometimes how I know what's going on, but I know that there's something going on. And sometimes it might be an actual physical thing that I feel. And it might be like a little bit clunky is the way I describe it. Or it might be a bit like bubble wrap under the skin or something like that. Or you can just tell that there's an area that might be a bit congested. And it's just a feeling sometimes that I get. I can't actually put my finger on it as such. But you just know that if we work through this area, we just help everything flow a bit better. And then that will give them that ease. Yeah, that's right. That's a really good word for it.
Yeah. I mean, each of you would be working with people with issues. And I think that you can't take it on board. You can have empathy and all that sort of thing and really care and be kind and all the rest of it. But you also have to nurture yourselves. What do you do for yourselves to be able to cope with the people that you're working with that might rely on you a little bit too much? Anyone?
I have a ritual that I go through every morning.
Right.
And at the end of my day as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have it that I just don't take on other people's stuff, basically. I also have a very, and we all have very nurturing and really lovely environments that we work in. And we all work really hard to maintain that. And that in itself will actually help us to let them just let go of what they need to do, but we don't take it on.
How about you, Vicky? Same? Right. Great. Vicky. Okay. Your feelings, your thoughts, and how you work through the processes and take on board the things that people come with.
I'm really lucky. I have a love of essential oils and have worked with essential oils for the last 20 odd years. So I use those on myself for protection. And I think as I've got older, learning to have really strict boundaries around when clients come. It's very easy. I work from home, so it has been really easy. Just go, oh yeah, that's okay, come now. And it can muck up the whole family dynamic and my own energy. So getting really clear on when I'm prepared to accept clients in my day and outside of work hours. They're the main things I do. And just having time, I've got a sauna in my treatment room bathroom, and just getting in the sauna even and just sort of flicking things away, being able to debrief myself beforehand and after.
Yeah.
But that's about it for me.
And it's, I'm glad that you all realise that you need to nurture yourselves, because you're taking on people's stuff and you can't take that on board. It's not healthy for you, because then you wouldn't be any good to work with those clients that you work with and support and care for and everything else. Really quickly, no, you can't. It's news time.